Alright, hello all. I'm just going to be doing a short, basically almost a how-to video, doing almost like a step-by-step on how to make Interdiction, which is Xemnas' blades from Kingdom Hearts 2, 358, over 6 days, no, some numbers, and rooftop distance. Basically what I'm going to be doing here is recycling the same material that I used for the Ethereal blades that I made for Xemnas for Xanort, because I'm short on cash, and we're basically just going to be changing these to a shorter design and changing out the lights. What I did already, the hilts that I used were done out of PVC pipe. It had just a regular, I think it was the female cap to it on a 1-inch, and these, when they're together, you're just able to insert them, and then I used an epoxy to keep the tubing from sliding back and forth. The notches that you see in here is where I just literally used a Dremel and carved out a space where I can fit the switch, and at that point James has asked me to make these a little bit shorter, so I'm going to end up recycling the handles. I'm going to be recycling basically the whole thing. Alright, and we'll take you in. And there we go. As you can see, get a nice even texture. The problem with acrylic, when you cut it with a Dremel, it actually will melt, because this is all plastic based, so at high speeds and high temps, it'll start to bubble, melt, and burn, so that's why you got that residue buildup. But once I was able to actually just get a nice even cut around the edge, I was able to put a bit of torque force on the end of the blade, and this just popped off. One thing that I kind of don't like about acrylic, it is very fragile. That right there, if you can see where it actually splintered and broke, I actually dropped it on the ground at Youmacon, and this actually chipped straight off. You can't really see it depending on what angle that you hold it at, but as light actually will hit at the right angle, you can actually just see it. So, it's not a bad issue. Clean up some of my handiwork, but not that much. Next step for these is once I actually get the light, I'm going to drill a hole down into it so that the light can sit inside it. Second thing I'm doing is just trying to... I ended up hot gluing part casts on these, so that'll be his offhand. Second thing that I need to do is clean up this. I don't know if you can see that, but that little cap at the end is where the acrylic before was actually glued in. So all I have to do is hopefully just make a cut deep enough that's on part of this. And there we go. So I got two caps. That's where the old acrylic was. And so far, it's not a bad deal. Alright, step 2 in a bit when I get the lights. Bye.